The Houston Rockets game plan is obvious. It's simple. But yet, we don't know for sure if it's going to work. The Houston Rockets, just last season, were one of the NBA's most surprising teams. They went from a near 10th seed to a surefire playoff team at the number 2 seed. However, they were bounced out of the playoffs by an undermanned Golden State Warriors team. Since then, they have absolutely exploded in free agency, not only bringing in one of the craziest trades of all time, but also being the biggest winners in free agency. Their emerging star Jalen Green didn't emerge how they wanted him to, so they simply went out and traded him for a guy that has already emerged. We've seen this scenario go down before. Jalen Green's first playoff performance wasn't anything to speak of. We saw a few good games, but we saw more bad games. And that was the exact reason this Rockets team went stale in the playoffs and was knocked out of the first round. They traded their future for a win-now team. Bringing in Kevin Durant does not make this team a dynasty type of opportunity. Now, of course, they still have young talent in Sengun and Amen Thompson, so they have pieces to build around. But their biggest window for winning is right now. This was a team that was second in the West without a true superstar. Kevin Durant was the only thing that this team needed. That was their only hole as a playoff team. They're already one of the best offensive teams, already one of the best defensive teams, and now add an even more size depth and even more versatility on the offensive end. And more importantly, this opens up ball handling opportunities for Amen Thompson, who is a guard that struggled to shoot. They chose to address big man depth over a backup guard though. Now they still have Van Vliet on the team, but they decided to sign a center over signing a more proven backup guard, and now they're relying on Reed Shepherd's development. Now this starting five is as good as it gets. There is absolutely zero weakness. You have a fantastic 2-and-D point guard in Amen Thompson, one of the most athletic players in the NBA. Then you move down and you have Kevin Durant, depending on which wing they want to play, Dorian Finney-Smith. They have Tari Eason, Jabari Smith. This is one of the deepest rosters in the entire NBA. The wing defense is the strong point. Attacking the rim will be tough, but their weakest link is rim protection. And they still have elite big man depth. Now, Sengun and Clint Capella are no means elite rim protectors, but they are very great bigs. On top of adding in Steven Adams, this team lacks zero big man depth, and that is one of their strongest points heading into the playoffs. Last season, they did lose to an undersized team in the Warriors. This season, that's just not possibly going to happen. With Kevin Durant being an elite scorer and their team being bigger than everybody, this is the biggest mismatch problem come playoff time in the entire NBA. Now, the ball handling is the weak point for the offense. Generating offense is going to be tough for this team. Only ball handlers on this team are Amen, Fred, and Kevin Durant. Outside of that, their offensive initiation becomes very dicey. That's what they lacked against the Warriors. When Jalen Green would go cold, it became Amen Thompson playing iso ball and doing all of the creating for the offense. That cannot happen this season, and it won't happen. This team is going to rely more heavily on the kick and drive option with Amen Thompson, and now that they increase their off-ball shooting with Kevin Durant and Dorian Finney-Smith, helps the value of Amen Thompson and his development. Jalen struggled off ball and almost exclusively scored off dribble. Kevin Durant brings an elite off ball scoring and spacing, allowing Amen to play make off of Kevin Durant's space creation rather than Amen shrinking the court with his lack of shooting. Durant still brings playmaking ability, creating for himself, drawing double teams, and stretching the floor with his range. He is the perfect offensive scorer and lifts the value of this team significantly. Sengun is a great passing center. This creates more space for him as well. The flow of Kevin Durant's mix of off-ball attention and off-dribble scoring fit perfectly next to Amen, who is a slashing playmaker, and Sengun, who is a post playmaker. Jabari Smith will also get the most open shots of his career playing off of Kevin Durant. Jabari also has off-ball creation. His catch and shoot ability creates space as well as his length and size for mismatch. This entire team just got a whole lot better, and it was no question. But what the question is will this team prove to be as good as they are? And I think yes, this is a team that will make the Western Conference Finals if Kevin Durant remains healthy. Now, who can step against them? The Timberwolves have a great chance, the Nuggets have a great chance, and of course, the returning champions, Oklahoma, have the best chance against this team. But outside of that, this is a top 4 team in the West, and those stakes are higher than you think because the West is extremely loaded. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, stay tuned. Peace.